Yo guys, what is going on? Insanity coming back at you today with another Division 2 video, and today we're going to be jumping in to a little bit of the information that was revealed during today's State of the Game for January 22nd, 2020. And believe me when I say a lot of people have been complaining and asking for changes to come to the recalibration system in the Division 2, and the developers have been working on it. They've been trying to find a way to try and streamline, make it more fun, and also try and make the customization a lot more intuitive and allow you to try and create exactly what you're looking for while still giving limitations there to try and make sure you have to be picky in all your options and try and make the best possible build for your play style that you're wanting to use. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. This is going to be like part 2 of like 3 weeks of reveals, because next week it's going to be all about episode 3, what's coming with that. And believe me when I say this is just the beginning. There is so much stuff coming and things we don't know about. I mean, we got to think that we're getting pretty close to the end of the year 1 roadmap, with episode 3. So who knows what's coming next? The main thing that I wanted to go ahead and focus on today was going to be split up into 2 pieces. They revealed recalibration, and they also revealed the new skill tiers and how skill builds are supposed to work in the Division 2 going forward. And that's going to be separated into a different video altogether. But today, for recalibration, there's been some changes. And I think that some of them are for the better, some of them are going to be questionable, and some of them are going to go, oh my gosh, people are going to love this. And some people are going to be like, why? Why didn't you do this instead? And I'd love to go ahead and hear your feedback. Be sure to go ahead and drop your comments down below as we go along, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. But more importantly, let's just go ahead and open this thing up and see what we got here. So starting off with recalibration, they really wanted to go ahead and try and make a huge change and make you feel like you have something new to chase. And I think that that is great. I want a reason to go jump into a world and find things in a looter. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to go out there, you find things, you go, oh, is this important? Is this not important? You pick it up and you inspect it and you go, okay, this is trash. This is something I can recalibrate, or this is something I could just use right now, as is, whatever it may be. But more importantly, a lot of things have all been introduced with the idea of recalibration of, oh, this piece of gear is trash, but this particular piece of gear stat on this thing is actually useful. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this thing as favorite, throw it in my stash, and maybe recalibrate it later. Well, things are about to change. Imagine if you have a nice little section of your recalibration bench where, imagine it's like your recalibration Pokedex per se. I mean, that's actually the same terminology they wanted to go ahead and use this as, or your encyclopedia, or a place where all of your recalibration stats are stored. I mean, that's really what it is. And it gives you an opportunity to go, all right, say on my my mask, I want max crit hit chance, or I'm just using this as an example. I really don't know if that's possible, but imagine that's what you want. And you have a piece of gear that you found in the open world that gives you X amount of crit hit chance, and you consider it a god roll, right? Or it's damn close to it. Well, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go ahead and recalibrate that into that piece of gear that you want to use it on. And then it instantly becomes a reusable piece in the recalibration station for your mask from that moment on. You can use it over and over. It's got unlimited uses for you to be able to use it on any other mask that you ever pick up for the recalibration price. They're still working on the currency prices. We don't know what it's going to be just yet. And that is going to factor in pretty heavily, I have a pretty good feeling, because this is a big deal. And this is something that I feel is extremely important, because as someone who's gone through each and every single week, going to every vendor on a vendor reset, trying to see what's for sale, what stats are available, and how could I try and better my chest piece or my backpack with one single little addition stat of like weapon damage or whatever. Well, this time around, it completely changes the game. I'm not going to sit there and buy 30 pieces of a pair of gloves because they have max roll assault rifle damage or max LMG damage, because once I get it once, then I'm going to be able to go ahead and roll it on any other pair of gloves that I ever find in the game from that moment forward. This is huge. Now, we're still a little bit in the dark on how our current gear is going to work in this situation. Like, the fact that we already have some things, is that automatically going to get populated in our recal encyclopedia or our workbench or whatever you want to call it? Or is it going to be based on the things that you find from the moment whenever this title update rolls out in the future and this entire update goes live? Um, Again, that I'm sure is more of a dev question, and I'd love to go ahead and get that answer. And as an ETF member, I will hopefully try and get that answer and hopefully bring it to you guys if it's not something that I won't be able to tell you, because I really want, I think that that deserves to be answered for everyone. So do keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the main focus. I mean, I do have a couple of pictures here that I wanted to go ahead and throw at you guys really fast so you can kind of see how this stuff looks. All right, so as you can see here, we have a quick little look at the recalibration menu as a whole. It got different things. You can kind of get much more of like an expanded view of your different items. Here we're jumping straight into the mask that I had mentioned before, where it's got, damage, health, and skill power, that kind of thing. We're going back to the original Division 1 setup there. Here you're looking at the actual mask where you can see where the armor's at and where things would change based on what you see there. And yeah, I mean, it's very straightforward. It's very intuitive. It's very simple and easy to use while still being very, very customizable for you to go ahead and try and tweak and make those crazy builds that everyone tries to maybe consider. Oh, is it overpowered? Is it too much? Is it going to be too weak? And it allows you to make sure that you're using your highest version of that attribute on a specific piece of gear when you recalibrate, so you don't accidentally recalibrate the wrong thing. Hey, you know what? You can always try and do it again. Now, again, the biggest thing here when it comes to recalibration is, are you going to be able to recalibrate a talent and a attribute at the same time? No, we are still being locked to being only using recalibration for one thing. And as far as I'm concerned, and as everyone knows, in the Division 2, if you're recalibrating for a talent, you're recalibrating wrong. You're hurting your build. You're reducing the amount of overall damage that you have the possibility of doing, and no one ever likes that. So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to try and consider. Even today, if you're playing and you're going, oh man, this thing has everything, but I'm missing a talent, don't recalibrate a talent. Never do it. I made the mistake time and time again, and I've actually ruined some pieces because of it. But yeah, anywho, I'm pretty much going to go ahead and wrap things up here, guys. I know that this is kind of like a rush thing, but more importantly, this is the first time I've done a state of the game at a 21:9 ultra wide. So please go ahead and sign off in the comments down below what you thought of that. And again, this is just the beginning. The Division 2 is back on my channel in a big way, and I really can't wait to go ahead and get everything out to you guys to show you more. We got episode 3 information coming to you next week. And yeah, let's just go ahead and just say it. All right. Be sure to go ahead and drop a like if you haven't already. Sub if you're brand new to the channel. Be sure to go ahead and hit that bell to turn on all the notifications from when I upload a video and go live. And if you're feeling really supportive, don't be afraid to hit that join button, become a channel member so I can go ahead and continue doing this and do bigger and greater things for all of you. I'm Insanity, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.